Hey everyone, what's up? Welcome to the Planetary poll for August 20th, 2014. I'm your host Aitch, and as you can see, I'm kind of rolling solo this week. Billy's off on a special mission or something, or maybe he got held up with sex criminals. I don't know what's going on. But we're going to get this job done because that's what we're here for, to tell you all about these great picks for today. And my first pick is going to be Patrick Gleason and Peter Tomasi working on Batman number 34, and this is going to begin Batman's quest to go after Robin. Very interesting issue, sort of a slow burner, but it starts putting some things together as Bruce Wayne starts to reconcile with the rest of the Bat family. Pretty good issue, I thought, whereas a lot of things get resolved as they start moving towards trying to get everything together. I loved the art. Patrick Gleason's art in this book was pretty decent, and as always it holds up. Just about as good as the work that Snyder and Capullo put together. So if you're a Bat fan and thinking about getting this, get it, check it out, you can't go wrong. Second book I'm going to review this week is going to be Alex Cott and Michael Walsh's Secret Avengers, and honestly I kind of wish this was Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I think Secret Avengers has always been a very fun book, a very good read, and it's just always something going on, and in this particular issue is no different. Alex Scott does a very good writing of Deadpool, something that you don't get to see very often. Not many people can write Deadpool, and even though he's sort of a special guest in this book, I think Alex does a very good job. It's very funny, very humorous. He doesn't take over the book, because one can argue that Deadpool's a bit overrated right now in the Marvel Universe. He's about as overrated as Wolverine. But what happens in this book is that you have Deadpool and Hawkeye trying to do some things with some AIM agents. It's kind of funny, kind of silly at the same time. Not only that, you also have Maria Hill talking with Jessica Drew about trying to deal with whatever happened with Black Widow since she mysteriously disappeared. And like I said, it was pretty good dialogue all throughout. This is something that I wish we could see come through Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And of course, throughout it all too, you still have Phil Coulson going on whatever crusade that he's out trying to accomplish. So another good pick, always a fun read. I think maybe the only thing I was disappointed in this book was there was no MODOK. And I know the last couple of issues, every now and again you see MODOK pop up. And even though MODOK has not really had like a lot of shine in this book, it seems like for the few little times that you see him pop up, you get something funny out of it. And they're also teasing at maybe the issue following this, we find out what's going on. Next up, we have Storm with Greg Pak and Victor Ibanez, issue number 2. And I know people have been screaming for years, we need a Storm book. Storm should have her own book. Why can't we get a Storm book? No one has ever done a Storm book. Finally, we get a Storm book. The first issue started off kind of shaky. You know, some of us may not have been as satisfied with Storm trying to take down a dictator in a foreign country. I wasn't all that crazy about it, but it was good. It was well written, but Greg Pak seems to get a little better with this one, whereas in this particular issue, Storm is on the trail of a young lady that's gone missing. And Storm goes into the sewers to go find her, and gets a little more than she bargained for when she runs across Callisto of the Morlocks. And one thing leads to another, and then we find out where Angie is, and Angie is apparently where she really wants to be. This issue was a really good, feel-good kind of a book. I really did enjoy it. I'm hoping that this is something that picks up a little more steam. I'm really hoping that this book doesn't stay street level, and that sooner or later we do see this pick up a little bit where Storm gets some kind of antagonist, or maybe something above and beyond her duties to cope with. But again, Greg Pak really knows how to write some very good characters, some really good books. He did an excellent job on Action Comics, and I'm hopeful that he could do the same with Storm. So another good pick. My last pick for this round is Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips, The Fade Out. Nice cover, And actually, this is mine. This is going in my pull box as soon as I finish filming tonight. I cannot wait to get my hands on this tomorrow. But another soon-to-be instant classic. I mean, if you guys have seen their run on other books, and of course the last big thing was Fatale, very excellent book. And the way this starts off is with a bang. What do they do best? They do noir, and the cover just oozes noir throughout, and it's a very, very good pick. And pretty much it starts off with a guy named Charlie who works for a film studio. He wakes up drunk in someone's apartment, and as he's getting his bearings, he finds out that there's an actress that's there dead. I mean, it's almost typical noirish kind of stuff that, you know, there's a whole lot of things going on, but of course the big thing about this is the cover-up. So Charlie is trying to get himself out of the apartment without leaving too many traces of what's going on. He manages to do this. Then the movie company finds out, and once they find out and tell him, which of course he feigns surprise, then they're in on the cover-up. And the cover-up is so bad about this actress's death that they make it look like that she's committing suicide. And there are so many other balls that get tossed up in the air to be juggled by Brubaker that by the end of the story, it's like you already know this is going to be good. So it's like a cover-up on top of cover-up on top of cover-up. And that's what they do. And of course, nobody suspects Charlie. And then of course the great thing is, you know, reading this first issue, all this stuff that's going on with everybody trying to cover their tracks, that the cops haven't even really begun to get involved. So I can only imagine what's going to happen when the cops get involved, and everything is just a mess. But got to get this issue, 40 pages, price point is good, love this variant cover. It's all great. And of course, with Sean Phillips doing this book, you can't go wrong. So you need to pick up these picks for the week. These are my recommendations. I'm your host, Aitch. Thank you again for joining us with the Planetary Pool. I'll see you next week.